Okay, guys, I believe we can start now. Can you confirm, Saad, you can hear me and see the screen so I can begin?
Yes.
Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mohammed Sarmad. I am Business Development Manager in Huawei Pakistan Smart PV Department. First of all, I would like to thank you and welcome you all on this webinar on empowering your business with Huawei Fusion Solar. So, So our webinar is basically divided into three parts. The first part, there will be the presentation, three presentations. The first presentation will be on Huawei Digital Power Introduction by me. Second presentation will be Huawei new product launch by our CTO, Mr. Thomas Lianlitao. And the third presentation will be on Huawei Luna 2000 200 kilowatt hour battery energy storage solution by our senior partner development manager, Mr. Rizwan Razak. And in the second part, we will be answering your queries that you will be dropping in the chat box during this webinar. So in the end, we will be answering them. In the second part, we'll be answering them one by one. And in the end, there will be one quiz, and the quiz top three winners will be getting exciting prizes. So do join that part. And now I would like to begin from my part. Let me share my presentation. Okay, I hope you can see my presentation, right? Saad, can you confirm?
Yes, we can.
Yes, Ahmed, we
Okay. Okay. So my presentation is basically on the introduction of Huawei Digital Power. And first I will be giving overview of Huawei itself. So Huawei founded in 1987, and it's a leading global ICT infrastructure solution and service provider, having more than 195,000 employees operating in 170 plus countries and serving around 3 billion people around the world. So Huawei is ranked number 44 on Fortune Global 500 and number 2 in R&D investments. So more than 50% of our employees are working in R&D, making sure the best quality products for our customers. So Huawei vision and mission is to bring digital to every person, home, and organization for fully connected and intelligent world. So Huawei is focusing on ICT to provide product solution services to three customer groups. One is consumer, carrier, and the third one is enterprise. And in these consumer groups, basically Huawei is providing devices like smartphone wearables, smart home devices, intelligent automotive solutions, connectivity solutions like wireless network, data communication, and core network, computing, and cloud solutions. And there is a new business group that is Huawei Digital Power that I will be further explaining in the coming slides in details. And our Huawei Fusion Solar Smart PV also belongs to this business group of digital power. So it also has the site power that basically deals with the site power solution like telecommunication site power solutions, then data center facilities, drive one, embedded power, integrated smart power. So now we'll be going into detail of the Huawei Digital Power. So Huawei Digital Power Company basically has solid operations, world recognition, and stable business growth. As you can see on the left table, like year over year growth, it was more than 30% from 2021 to 2022. Huawei Digital Power Company is integrating digital and power electronic technologies to promote green and low carbon transformation in energy industry. So under smart PV, Huawei Digital Power is combining PV and the energy storage, making PV as a main source of energy. Under data center facility, Huawei Digital Power is reshaping power, cooling, management, architecture for next generation data center facilities. Under site power facility, Huawei is optimizing construction, operation on O&M to help the carrier build all scenario and full life cycle low carbon networks. And under Drive1, Huawei is working with different industry partners to build Drive1 full stack mobility solutions. So Huawei keep investing on the R&D. If we talk about Huawei Digital Power specifically, it has 10,000 plus employees and 60% of them are in R&D. And we have 12 R&D centers globally, and these are in China, Europe, Asia, and other regions. Huawei invests almost 10% of its revenue in the R&D to make sure the best quality products for the customers, and have 17,000 plus patents. So if I talk specifically about Huawei Pakistan and Smart PV, so Huawei Pakistan started its operations in Pakistan in 1998 with 2 employees. And now, as of today, Huawei has 3 offices in Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi, having more than 1,000 employees, 10 provisional warehouses, and 3 supply chain centers. So if we talk about Huawei Pakistan Smart PV team, so Huawei has local dedicated team for Huawei FusionSolar Smart PV business, in which that is being led by our director, Mr. Robin. And I'm looking basically the business development. Then I have colleague Thomas, who is looking the solutions as CTO. My colleague Awais as service manager looking the services, and my colleague Anam is looking the marketing. And we have 3 partners, Bahum, Diwan, and Cellsol in Pakistan, having more than 30 plus partner team members supporting the customers in the sales, solution, marketing, and services. We also have one dealers network for the residential part that is covering different cities of Punjab, like Faisalabad, Lahore, Gujranwala, Sargodha, Multan, Bahawalpur. And hopefully this year we will be expanding this residential dealer network to Sindh, KPK, and also to Balochistan. So Huawei Digital Power also, have global awards and industry-wide recognition. So if we talk about the smart PV business, Intersolar, Huawei Digital Power got the Intersolar Award for Huawei distributed smart inverters, WWF Climate Solver Award for Huawei FusionSolar Smart PV solutions. Inside power facility business, Huawei has got ITU's Award for Sustainable Impact for Huawei Green 5G Power Solutions, Best of Show Award at Introp for Huawei EyeSight Power. In data center facility, Huawei got DCD and DCS awards for data center facilities for next generation edge data center solutions. And in Drive One, Huawei has got Best Powertrain Award and Technology Breakthrough Award for electric drives for Huawei Drive One solution. So Huawei is basically continuously innovating, creating value for our customers, and making the business success. So hopefully in future, with all our partners and with all our customers, we'll have a brighter, greener, and better sustainable world. So now I will be going back and inviting our second, our CTO, Mr. Thomas, to present his presentation on the Huawei Smart Solutions and the product launch. Thomas, you can share your screen.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Oh, sorry. 1 minute. Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome to join Huawei Pakistan FusionSolar, our new product launch webinar today. And this is Thomas Liang from Pakistan FusionSolar team, and I'm looking after the technical solution part. Today, I'm very glad to have this opportunity to introduce you about our new product of 2023 to all Pakistan clients. The first part, I would like to brief you about the development history of Huawei FusionSolar business. Huawei has been joining the solar inverter business since from 2011, and we launched our first generation product in 2013. Huawei also was the first vendor to launch the industry first 1,500 volt string inverters. And the global shipment of Huawei solar inverter ranked #1 since from 2015 to 2021. So because 2022 date is not released yet, so We will add a 2022 date once it's ready. And we have over 440 successful smart PV and ESS plant case globally. Huawei FusionSolar combine the PV and the Android storage and integrates the digital and the power electronics technologies and develop a smart IV curve like the arc-full circle interrupter AFC function and optimizer and the SDS solutions to make sure we can provide the leading product and the solution to market. Over the last past decade in the PV industry, Huawei FusionSolar has been committed to addressing challenge in various scenarios through the continuous innovation. In the meantime, Huawei leads the intelligent development of the PV industry. We have launched 5 solutions for utility scale distributed and off-grid scenarios, which are smart PV plus storage generator, smart string energy storage system, and green business power, green home power, and the smart microgrid solutions. And Huawei is committed to combine the PV and the Android energy storage and making the green PV as a main energy source for every home and the business in future. The all scenario smart PV and the Android energy storage solution continually providing the better LCOE and the COIs, great forming and the active safety to our clients. So in the next part, I will introduce our new product of 2023 one by one. As you can see, Sun 2330 KTL H2 is the model we developed for the big utility PV plant, and it will replace the 200 KTL H2 model. It supports 6 MPPT, and for each MPPT, it will contain 455 string. So in totally, there will be 28 string maximum. And the maximum current of each MPP will be 65 amp, and it will be compatible with the most PV modules in the market. It will also support IP66, and to make sure Huawei equipment can run stably in various harsh environments, such as high temperature, high humidity, and high cell fog scenarios. And for this new product, it will support the smart string level disconnector and the smart connector temperature detection to new features. With the rapid increase in the uh, 60947 requirement. It will detect the fault from DC sites and respond quickly to protect the system, make sure the whole system safety. Temperature detection, all the DC connector will be mounted on the PCB board of this inverter, and it will support to automatically detect the temperature of the DC connector to protect the system from the DC fault. And the next module is our new product, 115 KTL M2 module, which will be used in the commercial and the industry scenarios. It's follow the same structure as our last generation product, 100 KTL, and it can support 10 MPPT and the 2 string for each MPPT. But we update the maximum current of each MPPT from 26 amp to 30 amps. And for this product, it can support max output power will be reached 125 kilowatts. And same as the 330, it can provide the IP66 protection. And also support master level disconnector. And it will also support the IV curve diagnosis to help clients to detect the performance of the PV module. And as per the third-party certificate, it can support detect 14 types of PV module fault. Another new product for the commercial and the industrial scenarios, which will be 50 kTL M3. And it will compatible with our new generation optimizer, which I will introduce in the following slides. And the same as our new product, maximum current input of each MPPT will reach 30 amps. So that means you can compatible with the high current module. And the size and the weight will be lighter and smaller compared with the last generation 50 kDL and the 60 kDL M0. So it's more easily for installer to handle it on site. And it will support IP66 to make sure the inverter can keep the best performance in every harsh scenarios. Same as the it will support the arc fault protection as a function, and it will detect the fail risk in the DC site, and the inverter will shut down within 0.5 seconds to make sure there's no fail risk in the whole system. And it will support the PID recovery function. It will be built in this inverter to make sure the PV panel can have a better performance and to ensure the clients can have the 2012 to 25 kTL M5 new model to replace the 12 to 20 kTL M2. So you can see there's a new model 25 kTL, which there's not available before. And the same as 50 kTL, it will compatible with our new generation optimizer, and the current input of each MPPT same at 30 amps. And the weight is only 21 kg, so it's very easy to handle it on site. And the protection thing is IP66. You can install it indoor or outdoor. So in the residential scenarios, the safety is very important. So it will standard build in the arc fault circuit interrupter function, access function, and also with the PID recover function. Previously, we can provide the two type optimizer, which are 450 watt and 600 watt optimizer. But those two optimizer can only support one optimizer, one PV panels. And this year we will launch our new generation, the MERC 1100 watt and 1300 watt, two type of PV optimizer. It can support one optimizer connect with two PV module in series. That means it will help you to save a lot of the cost, especially for the large commercial and industry project. With PV optimizer, it can support the modeling level of optimization to maximize the rooftop uses. And it can also support the safe voltage shutdown. When there's any risk happens, the inverter shutdown, and the optimizer output voltage will come to 0. And with optimizer, it will also support to achieve the modeling level monitoring. You can check the performance of each PV module. So the last part is about our latest product, Luna 2000, 200 kTL kilowatt hour 2H1 battery solution. So we can provide two type battery solution. One is 200 kilowatt hour solution. Another is a big size 2 megawatt hour battery solutions, which are used in different scenarios. But all those products share the same technology and the design concept. So we choose the modeling design, and we can provide the active safety and provide multi-level, full-level protection for the whole system. And we choose the modeling design and to make sure our product reliability can be reached 99.999%. And each product before delivered to clients, it will go through over 1,000 tests to make sure the product quality will be the best quality when come to clients. And it can support the battery pack level and the rack level optimization with the energy optimizer built inside the battery pack. And it will also support the SOC celebration automatically. So there's no need site visit, which also help you to save a lot of cost for O&I. And the next part, my colleague, Mr. Rizwan, will give you a more detailed introduction about the new product, Luna 2000 200 kilowatt solutions. So I will hand over to Mr. Rizwan, please.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all well. I'm just about to share my screen now. So for the people that don't know me already, my name is Mr. Rizwan Razak. I'm the Channel Development Manager for the Middle East region. And today I'll be presenting the FusionSolar CNI Smart PV String ESS solution and ensuring the OPEX saving and a green transformation from Huawei. So with the contents of my slide today, I'll be firstly looking at the industrial insights and then secondly looking at the industry challenges and then looking specifically about the solution values that we are providing to the ESS projects, and then lastly looking at some success cases that we have succeeded in our global presence. So first of all, before we start anything, we need to understand that PV and ESS convergence becomes a global trend to realize the carbon neutrality. So where is this coming from? You can see on the left-hand side, they've got multiple large global organizations already shifting towards this type of neutrality factor. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the energy transformation for PV and ESS power supply. So as more renewables are being implemented into the grid infrastructure, we start seeing effects such as weak grid scenarios occurring. So this is already being seen.
Rizwan, sorry to interrupt you. Actually, I believe your screen is not changing. Can you reshare the screen? It's on the main page, actually. Yeah.
Let me just stop sharing. Okay, is it available now?
Yes. If you can make it full screen, it will be good.
Yeah,
it's available
full
now.
screen is
Okay.
oh, right. Sorry about that. So on the right-hand side, what you can see is also a mixture between PV and ESS in order to avoid the energy waste. So typically, as we see a bell curve occurring with the typical PV generation, this additional power can now be penetrated into the energy storage and then provided at other parts of the day where there is further requirements. Now, ESS supports policies and facilities in renewable adaptation for weak grids. So already in countries such as Spain, Italy, Netherlands, Japan, and Thailand, we are already seeing the cost of storage reducing, whilst also we can see policies and subsidies provided by government and entities, such as in China on the right-hand side. So the ESS subsidies range between 0.8 to 1 yen per kilowatt hour. So what is the other factor which is ensuring that ESS is maximized for the PV usage and minimizing the electricity fees? So as of in Europe, we're already seeing quite a steep incline in the energy costs. And I'm sure this is also occurring in Pakistan as well recently. In the trends from what we have seen and evaluated from our insight, is the electricity costs have drastically increased in the last 10 years. So what we need to be doing is ensuring how the PV and energy storage can be combined in order to provide a lucrative solution. So on our right hand side, we can see a typical case on how the application would be connected, and with a typical electricity price of around 0.31 dollars per kilowatt hour, we can achieve a typical ROI of around 7 years. Now, on other cases, we've got ESS becoming a new revenue generator.
Rizwan, your screen is stuck on slide 3, I believe. Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay. So ESS and a new revenue generator, especially for peak and valley prices. So on the left-hand side, you will be able to see the main peak valley prices continue to widen, encouraging of peak.
Sorry, your screen is not showing, Rizwan. You have to reshare, I believe.
Okay, I think it should work now.
Yes, you can see it now.
Okay, perfect. So on the right-hand side is a typical scenario, as I explained in a couple of slides previously, is when you have a peak price and you've got peak prices occurring at certain times of the day. And this energy storage solution can then be providing an offset between the peak and off-peak rates. And the typical ROIs, as seen on the right-hand side, are around 7.5 years. So let's look into the next topic, which is the industry challenges. And this we will explain in more detail about why our solution has come to the market and at what particular time frame. So first of all, we look at the high risks of fire and explosion risks of energy storage projects. So if you look at the last 10 years, specifically the technology such as the lithium ion, it's got a high risk of the fire and inflammation from that aspect. The second aspect is the low system efficiency and the battery utilization. So the reasons for that is the efficiencies of multiple battery cells being interconnected in series without optimizers being included within the battery packs. The other factor is the battery life. Typically, if you're not utilizing in the optimum method, you will have as low as 5 years. And in some cases with other types of batteries, even less than that as well. And the last factor is the large number of manual O&M costs required for energy storage projects in order to do the recalibration of the battery packs themselves. So first of all, legacy of ESS case 1, the manual balancing periodically to solve the temperature differences on bias current. So on a typical application available in the market right now, these batteries are containerized or fabricated into racks, and the control of the typical temperature within the facility is done on a case-by-case scenario. So over the years, as the products are aging, what we typically are seeing is that there's becoming a mismatch factor between the battery cells. This reduces all the factors as mentioned in the previous slide in terms of the lifetime specifically and the utilization of the batteries in their overall lifespan. The other factor is the multiple clusters of the bias current. So if multiple batteries are interconnected, as you can understand, the values will all differ as they are connected to the PCS. So what you can see on the typical slide here is a project in China where a containerized 40-foot container was implemented, and the effective operation time was more than 2 years, equivalent to a full charge, and this discharge was released at around 1,000 times. So let's go into the next factor, which is the solution values. So as my colleague mentioned in the previous section, we've got multiple different products available in order to satisfy the market requirements. So on the left-hand side, we've got our smart string ESS system, which is around 200 kilowatt hour in total capacity. And that would be connected with a intelligent ESS controller, which is a Luna 2100 KTL H0. And this is outputting at 400 volts AC. And this is predominantly for the CNI applications, and we can parallel up to 4 units together for a typical application. So this is around 800 kilowatt hour total size. Now on projects which are slightly larger and the energy requirements are at a higher capacity, we then move on to the section on the right hand side, which is the smart string ESS Luna 2 megawatt hour capacity. So this is a 20-foot container fabricated with the battery packs, the optimizers, and the DC to DC converters in them. And then we have the intelligent ESS controller, the Luna 2200 kilowatt KTL H0, which is outputting for the utility scale applications of 800 volts AC. Now everything would be interconnected to the FusionSolar cloud monitoring platform. And overall, our key values is the active safety, 4 levels of safety assurance in the design from cell level to the system level. Second factor is the high reliability. So we've got over 1,400 test cases and with over 21 reliability tests carried out, providing our customers with higher availability of 99.9%. The third factor is the optimum cost. So each package with the optimizer, the life cycle discharge volume increases by around 5%. And the last factor is a smart O&M, automatic state of charge collaboration, and no need for site visits to be done on a monthly or quarterly basis in order for the system to be operating efficiently. So here is an overall example of our CNI energy storage solution. So let's go into more detail of the components within the product itself. So first of all, you've got number 1, which is a door-mounted distributed air conditioner. Depending on the application scenario and the location, we are able to fabricate 2 air conditioning units, and they are fabricated on the door of the unit itself. And these are like a heat exchanger, not allowing for the external air to be entering into the internal energy storage equipment itself. Number 2 is your battery packs, which includes the optimizer. So this is 16 units in total of the 320 amp batteries in one pack, and each one had its own battery optimizer. Number 3 is a battery rack. So in total there is 12 packs per rack and 1 rack per each cabinet itself. Section number 4 is your intelligent battery rack controller, which is your DC to DC module in each system in order to optimize the high voltage batteries. Number 5 is your intelligent energy storage controller, which is your PCS, typically known in the market. And this is at a capacity of 100 kilowatts in size and outputting at 400 volts. So this is mounted and supplied separately and mounted on the exterior mounting brackets of the unit itself. Number 6 is your emergency stop switch, built as standard. And then number 7 is your extinguisher module for any reasons of the product increasing in temperature would protect the system itself. So we are using LFP technology, and the capacity is around 200 kilowatt hour in size, and the overall weight with the batteries and the PCS mounted is around 2.7 tons in weight. So for the utility scale application, a slightly larger capacity, we are working with a 20-foot container, very similar type of solution, but these are now broken down into several different sections. So once again, the distributed air conditioning systems are mounted on the doors of the units themselves. Section number 2 is your battery pack and optimizer. So there's 16 to 18 cells in each pack, built-in battery pack optimizer. And section number 3 is your battery rack. So overall, there's 21 battery packs per rack and 6 racks per energy storage system. So this will give you the total capacity of around 2.064 megawatt hour capacity overall available in one container. Number 4 is your intelligent battery rack controller, and that's one C for each battery rack and a DC to DC module. Number 5 is your intelligent control bin and fire suppression system built inside each container, monitoring continuously and being able to have the values showing on the monitoring platform. So as I explained from an active safety level perspective, we've got 4 levels of protection in order to guarantee proactive and active safety. So firstly, we've got the pack level protection, which is a pack level active bypass. So as soon as there is a temperature fluctuation in the battery packs themselves, we can limit the usage of that battery pack. Second is your rack level overcurrent protection, multi-level intelligent leak linkage protection built inside the PCS. Number 4 is the cell level internal short circuit diagnostic. So with the high precision state of charge algorithm at an early warning protection. So this is continuously self-learning to ensure that if there's any ongoing issues or issues that were to occur with the cells, it would then limit the 200 kilowatt hour capacity. Within each 200 kilowatt hour capacity unit, we also have a smoke sensor, temperature sensor, water sensor, and installation and exhaust fire extinguishers built inside. So all in one package offered from one vendor. So from a reliability aspect, as you may all be aware that are listening today, we are introducing this product in the year of 2023. Many other brands have supplied batteries, not only LFP, but lead acid and gel batteries to the Pakistan market. However, we've made sure that our high reliability is a key built-in feature within our solution. So reliability equipment testing is done for the units, and as indicated in the earlier slides, 1,400 test cases are available, and 21 special reliability tests were done for this unit itself. Stable power supply for longer and constant output without power degradation, and modular design minimizing the impact of the availability. So I'm sure many of you guys today are from EPCs in the market, which you are also backing with availability guarantees for the generation of ESS to your projects. So this is something that we can also commit to with our module level solution. So the high reliability in the modular design is providing that 99.9% availability. So what is the difference here? So on the left-hand side is your typical traditional energy storage solution, where you've got one channel of batteries in a cluster, and they are then combined with a singular PCS unit, bespokely made for your particular project or at a certain rating size. On the right-hand side is your intelligent string energy storage solution. So once again, in the modular format, one channel of battery clusters and one intelligent battery cluster controller to monitor and ensure the highest availability provided. Now, with more energy and independent charging and discharging occurring, as indicated in the earlier slides, 5% more power is available with the Smart String ESS solution. So with that optimizer built inside each battery pack itself, we are able to then ensure that the charging and discharging is done independently to each battery pack in order for the higher security, easier maintenance, and available capacity can be fully charged. Now, if we look at that with the traditional solution, when other battery packs are charged up, for example, at 95%, the others which are in the same series will then be limited, which is not utilizing your complete offering of batteries. So simple O&M and auto state of charge collaboration, reducing the site expert and OPEX costs. So as everything is monitored through the operating system, we can do all of the state of charge collaboration remotely and not requiring a specialist engineer either from our partner or from our service engineers directly on site. So with an O&M issue occurring within 3 hours, we would be able to diagnose that issue, and if required within 2 hours, we'll be able to do a replacement battery on a pack level rather than as an overall solution. So just to kind of finish off with the time frame that we have today, here are some reference cases that we have succeeded in. So this is a carport project in China where we are utilizing the ESS of 200 kilowatt hour along with the PV controller, and this is in China with a slightly smaller rating of a 20 kilowatt system, PCS. Now, the COD for this particular project was last year in July, so we've got over 6 months of operation successfully operating, and you can see the key value with the generation is around 36,800 kilowatt hours a year electricity through the collaboration of the solar and ESS for peak shaving and future load expansion to avoid grid modularization. Second project, we've got a slightly larger project, and I think this one is more applicable for the market of Pakistan, where it's a textile factory. So this could be used to show some of your customers the optimized solution that we can offer as a brand Huawei. So this was providing a peak staggering time of use to save the electricity costs for the client with their other demand electricity costs that they have on site. So this is a fully prefabricated solution, and this is a plug-and-play solution on site. So the groundwork, the foundations will be done, and a crane would then just be lifting and implementing this on site. Here is another project in China. So we are predominantly showing the long-term operational projects here in our reference cases. However, in other markets such as Saudi Arabia, we're also having reference cases which are under implementation stage at this current stage. Here is another larger project using our utility scale energy storage solution of 2 megawatt hour with the PV controller of 40 kilowatt. This was commissioned over 1 year ago in December 2021. And the key value shown here is improving the self-consumption ratio of PV and reducing the CO2 by 606 tons a year. Thank you very much all for listening. So just as an overall key point to consider, we have, as Huawei, provided 588.5 billion kilowatt hours of green energy generation, power saving of around 17 billion kilowatt hours, and reducing the carbon emissions overall globally of around 290 million tons globally. So thank you very much all for listening, and I hope you found this information insightful. You're welcome to get in touch with the local team, or alternatively welcome to reach out to myself for further information or requests. Take care and thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Rizwan. Thank you, Thomas and Rizwan, both for introducing the new product range and also briefing about the battery energy storage solution. So before going to the answering the question from the chat box, I would like to play one video, interesting video for the 200 kilowatt hour storage. Just let me share my screen. Meanwhile, if the participants have any questions, you can ask in the chat box. So right after this video, we will be answering the questions. Now I will like to ask Thomas to see the questions in the chat box, and if you can answer them one by one. If you see any question relevant to you.
Yes, I saw some clients they ask about the M50 and the string design for our new product, 12 to 25 and the 50 KDL. And for 12 to 25 KDL, it will support two M50, and for each M50, it will support two string. So that means two M50 and four string maximum. And for 50 KDL, it will support four M50, and the same as 25 KDL, it will be two string per M50. So four M50 and the eight string maximum for 50 KDL. And some people they ask about the 6 KTL. So in future, 6 KTL M0 model will be discontinued in market, and we suggest you go for 50 KTL M3, and it will have more feature like FSI function and the PID recover function, and the more smaller and the more lightning, more easy to handle to install on site. Let me review the chat box. There are some more questions. Okay, Mr. Solomon asked about the 2 megawatt-hour the battery solution. How many pieces can be used in parallel? Actually, I think it's up to the design. You know, for RESI 1.3 gigawatt project, it choose the 2.2 megawatt-hour battery solutions. And one more question about output DC output voltage for Luna 2000 battery pack. Let me check. Wait 1 second. For the PCS, for the Luna 2200 kilowatt hour, the battery solution, the PCS output will be 400 volts, and from uh, the input from the battery will be maximum 1100 volts, and normally it will be around 645 volts. For the 2 megawatt hour the battery solution, actually we have different type. Like for we can provide 1C or 0.5C or 0.25C charging and discharging speed solutions. So it's up to your requirement, and we can provide that the 200 kilowatt PCS compatible with the 2 megawatt hour battery solutions. Some people ask about which industry can get the most benefit from battery. Actually, I think it's up to the electricity price. As we all know, the electricity price in Pakistan now increased a lot. So some people they use the DC the generator. The fuels cost also cost a lot. So more and more people they think about to use the battery, and with the new technology, the battery solution, the levelized cost will be decreased, and I think now it already lower than the generator. Mr. Fazan from Orange asked about what's the maximum available power system of a battery. Please correct me if I understood wrong. So you are asked about the battery capacity. So we can provide like the 100% DOD for the both the 200 kilowatts and the 2 megawatt hour battery solutions. The battery solution already ready, and it can be delivered anytime once you are ordered. The warranty of 200 kilowatts battery solution, the standard warranty will be 5 years, and the maximum it can support 10 years with the 5 years more extension warranty. For the 200 kilowatt now battery solution, we suggest you connect 4 or 5 full sites maximum now, and in future it may can support 5 pieces in connect in parallel. That means the total capacity will be 1 megawatt hour. But for the 2 megawatt battery solution, there will be no limitation. It's up to your project requirements. Any more questions? Okay, Samart, I think we can start a quiz.
Thank you so much. Let me share the screen. The screen will be having the QR code you can scan for your mobile. And if you're joining for mobile, we are going to share the link in the chat box. You can open it and give the quiz. So we will wait for 10 minutes. And first three winners will be announced after that. And the person who will be, having the most correct answers in the fastest time will be the winner. Let me share the QR code. Okay, I believe you can. Hmm. Okay, you can scan this code or you can check the link from the chat box. Saad, please confirm, have you shared the link in the chat box for the quiz?
Already shared by Miss Anam.
Okay, okay, thank you, thank you. So the time starts now. So in 10 minutes, we'll be announcing the winners.